Hello. Hello. What is everybody doing today? I thought I better get on here because I just was messing with a couple of things that I had gotten for the camper, and I thought, you know what? I think you guys might be interested in this. So, we are in a campground. We do full-time RVing, and I work for the city of Branson currently as a firefighter EMT, and we have lots of campgrounds in the city. I mean, there's campgrounds in the city of Branson you don't even know we're there. I mean, like literally right off the main strip. We know they're there because we run medical calls to several of them in the summertime because we have millions of tourists that come and people have medical emergencies. But anyway, I decided that I was going to equip our camper with some of the main stuff that we carry in our medical bag at work and what the ambulance carries. And I was just actually going to go over probably, just something that's real important while you are changing your eating and you are fasting and these types of things. But before I get to that tool, I'll show you what I've got. I have what we call a pulse ox. When I press the button, it comes on. This is what I'll stick on your finger, or an EMT or a medic will stick on your finger. And we are getting off of this your heart rate and what we call your oxygen levels on room air. So how much oxygen are you taking in? Just breathing in and out, no supplemental oxygen. Right now, my heart rate is 67. That's my resting heart rate. Not bad considering I've had lots of coffee. And my pulse ox, my room air, is 99%. And 99% is very good on room air. Well, if you have one of these on and you are below about 94% on room air, this would be an indicator that you are not getting enough oxygen. And so we would probably put a nasal cannula on you. If you've ever seen the ones that go up your nostrils and around your ears, that's called a nasal cannula. And we'd probably throw you on 2, 3, 4 liters of oxygen. If this was in the 80s, like 89, 88, 86, 84, we would be putting one of those, we call them a non-rebreather, but the actual mask that goes over your face. And we would probably be forcing a lot of air in there to get this up, and we would keep this on your finger. We'd probably put you on about 15 liters if you were that low. So we see a lot of COPD patients and everything. So I've got somebody messaging me. There we go. So we want to see that get up into the mid-90s so we know you're getting enough oxygen flow. The other thing that we would get immediately if we saw you on a call would be your blood pressure. So I've got a blood pressure cuff that I've gotten and a stethoscope. So I'm not going to take a blood pressure on camera because it takes a few minutes and you have to be listening. So what you do, you squeeze this up on the arm, you get it pretty high, it needs to be tight, and you would put on your stethoscope, and your top number, the systolic number, would be as you're letting the air out slowly, would be that first heartbeat that you would hear in the stethoscope. That is your systolic. You listen for it, you take note like where it starts on the blood pressure cuff, and as it goes down, it'll start to faint, and at the number where it faints and disappears, that's your diastolic, and that is your blood pressure reading. So we like to see normal ranges of around 120 over 60, 70. When I'm not drinking coffee and at rest, mine will be somewhere around 116, 170 over 60. When I drink coffee, it's not abnormal for me to get 140 over 80, but it's temporary and it goes down, so it's not like really flagged. So I am not flagged with blood pressure issues. And then finally, which is becoming more and more common, is we are taking blood glucose on almost everybody. It used to be 10 years ago that there would be certain indicators, presentations where you would take a blood glucose, but I promise you in the last 10 years, that has changed because there's so much type 2 diabetes, there's so many different conditions people are in, and I'm telling you, the staples was always the was always the pulse ox and the blood pressure. Those were bam, bam, you did that no matter what, no questions asked. Now it's that in addition to getting blood sugar levels. So Anyway, this is a glucometer. This measures your blood sugar. Okay, this looks complicated, but it's not. I mean, I use this like every shift. And I got this out. This is our personal one. I wanted to test it, so this is my testing solution. These are my strips that go in the glucometer, and this little gadget is the one that pricks your finger and draws the blood. So anyway, blood sugar levels are important because that tells us a lot of things. We get calls a lot of times, and people will say, so-and-so's not acting right, they're acting intoxicated. So, you know, they could or could not be intoxicated, but there have been several occasions where someone's presented as if they were drunk, and what it was is their blood sugar levels dropped. They hadn't had a drop of alcohol. It's blood sugar can present signs of being drunk. So, blood glucose levels, Dawn and I took ours, and we were fine. I think, what were you, 99? Dawn was 99. I was 91. And that's okay, because we are fasting. And if you are fasting, it's okay to be between 60 and 100. If that's like 8 hours or more of fasting, that is fine. We like, you know, if you have eaten, it's been a couple hours, and then we pull your blood glucose, and we see, you know, if it's somewhere around 100 up to about 140, that's normal, you know. Where we get super duper concerned with people is when they are in the, like if you're in the 20s, I've seen blood sugar levels be 15, 20, and you shouldn't even have your eyes open. Like, it is crazy how low people's blood sugars, but it's so common in diabetics. Very, very common in diabetics. And people will be normal, and then boom, they plummet. And, you know, the very first thing we're going to do is take your blood sugar. Where's your blood sugar? That tells us a lot of what's going on with you before an ambulance can even get there. So, anything kind of below 60, you don't want it that low. You need to get something in you and get going, because a lot of times you get going, you pass out, then now we got to get your blood sugar up, and we're either doing it with an IV or we're making you swallow nasty flavored glucose, and it tastes horrible. So just, you know, if you're sensitive, pay attention. So anyway, and a high level would be definitely, you know, over 140, I mean, definitely 200 is too high. This particular one will measure up to 600, and I think the one we have at work goes up to 500, and I've seen it a few times where people have measured where it says high. If the glucometer says high, that means it's gone past that range, and that means you're in a stroke area. Like, you need to go to the hospital now, and we got to figure out why, because that is not good. So anyway, that was just something I thought I'd just share with you, just kind of some common things that we measure. But I mainly got this stuff not just for us as we're measuring while we're fasting and things, because like I said, if someone calls 911, these are the first 3 things that are going to happen. Bam, right off the bat. That's protocol. It's what we do. So you would expect that too if you'd call 911, no matter where you live. It's a national protocol, typically a national protocol. But also, we just want to be able to help people in the campground. So if something happens down here, they know we're here. They know they can come knock on the door. We can go help and just start getting some information quickly to get people help quickly. And the medics can just take, we call it load and go. Get you in, get you going. But we hope that never, ever happens. So anyway, that's really all I was going to talk about today. And mainly your blood sugar levels as you're starting to fast and stuff, you know. Just be mindful of it. You know what I mean? Your body's going through a transition, and it will stabilize, you know. So that's really it. So I don't know. I hope you guys got some new nuggets of information out of that. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's that. I was going to go to the gym, but I'm waiting on my friend Jill. I'm trying to talk her into just running, because the workout today was just running a 5K or rowing a 5K. Let me tell you something about rowing. I can row at work. Every year we have to row a 2,000 meter row, which is over a mile, and we have to do it within 15 minutes. I average anywhere from an 8-minute 30-second to 9-minute 15. I think the best I ever did was like 8 minutes and 30 seconds. But to do a 5K, I think that's like 5,000 meters. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm not doing that. my legs start to cramp after 1,000, and I really have to push through the second 1,000. So I'm trying to get Jill, if you're watching this, let's just run. Like, come over here to the campground. We'll just run the 5K, because that's the other option, is just to run. So I may or may not do it today. I'm kind of like letting Jill decide that one. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will probably talk to you on Thursday because I work tomorrow. All right, see ya.